Hi everyone, welcome back to Finance, Relationships, and Reddit. Today we have a story from Relationship Advice. You ready?
Yep, let's do it.
My 32-year-old female husband, 34-year-old male, won't give me access to his income/bank account. My 32 female husband, 34 male, is the sole income earner. We agreed 8 years ago that I would stay at home with the kids and he would provide. I worked a minimum wage job previously, so my entire income would have gone to daycare costs for our two kids. We now have three. For the past 8 years, I have not had access to his income/bank accounts, even when he was working out of the city/province. Anytime I needed something for the kids or the house, I would have to ask him to e-transfer me some money or pick it up himself if he wanted to be home. I don't get to see how much his checks are, so I can't properly budget because I don't know how much is coming in. Some of our bills aren't getting paid and some have added up so significantly due to, say, non-payment that is going to take us a long time to pay the balance down. This has also resulted in a massive drop in my credit score because a few of the bills are in my name. A few days ago, I brought this up to him again and said it's frustrating that I still don't have access to the income, and I feel it's demeaning to have to ask for money constantly. Asked him why he won't give me access to it, and he says, I don't know, I'm just weird about it. This is the same reason I get if I ask to borrow his phone, but that's a whole other story. Based on how the conversation went, he has zero intention of giving me access to the income, and I'm not sure what to do. I'm feeling pretty lost and pretty frustrated with his entire situation, and I'm hoping for guidance. I've considered finding a minimum wage job, but again, my income would only end up covering daycare costs. I plan to go back to school, and it's going to take me a number of years before I'm earning my own income, and I can't live like this until then. How can I best navigate this to find a solution? Would it be beneficial to sit down with him and further discuss why he's being weird about it, allowing me to access his income? And are there better/other questions I should be asking? TLDR, my husband won't give me access to his income and has no intention to, and I'm feeling pretty lost.
I mean, it's not uncommon. What do you
Mm.
think?
I think it's one of those things where if you have agreed to be a stay-at-home parent, you have agreed to become, in a very weird way, you're an employee of the household. So you have agreed that the household is going to pay you a certain amount of money or resources in order for you to survive. So it would basically make sure that you are going to survive off of groceries, off of money that is given to you as a stipend. And in return, you are helping out with all of the household chores and the children and being what effectively is a stay at home parent. That can vary from couple to couple, but a lot of the time, the deal is I do all of the chores around the house and feed the kids and all that stuff until you come home, and then you can help, and then you help out with all those things, including childcare. And then in return, I get to live off of your income, which is now our income, right? Does that make sense? I think in this situation, you have agreed to become his employee instead of the employee of the household. And there's a big difference because he is now in his head thinking, oh, well, she thrive off of what I give her, and she doesn't need to know anything about the household because she has nothing to do with that. She's helping me live my life and my children. She's not helping the household, if that makes sense. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying you have to run your life like a business, and you probably really shouldn't. But when you are in a partnership and it's not a true partnership financially, you are trusting someone with your survival.
Yeah.
And if they are not worth you trusting them with your survival, then it's going to bring up lots of stuff, including resentment over time. And when you are stuck with someone and stuck financially to them, because as you said, if you get a minimum wage job, you don't think you could survive off of it, you will feel trapped. And that will not only increase the resentment, but actually make you feel like if you could leave, you would, instead of, I don't want to leave. Does that make
Mm-hmm.
sense? Total. There you go. That's my 2 cents. I think she's in a bad situation, and there is something that the husband is hiding, especially with the phone thing. She puts that as a random example. I don't think it was random at all, whether it was conscious or subconsciously put in there. It is not random. That is not okay. Being weird about it is, I mean, yeah. I mean, you shouldn't want to look through your partner's phone, but if you pick up your partner's phone and be like, "Oh, I'm just going to use Google on it for a second," and they're like, "No, I'm super worried about it. Don't touch my phone." Then I would be a bit suspicious about that.
Yeah, I mean, let's touch on the phone bit first. That is a big red flag. That is really, really concerning. I mean, one of the easy ways to do it is sit down and ask him, why can't I look at your phone? He's like, oh, I'm weird about it. Why are you weird about it? Oh, I just am. But why? Well, it's private and I don't really want, you to see everything. What don't you want me to see? Or, what's private between us? We share everything, don't we? What's private? So it's almost just the idea of asking the five whys, why, and really get to the root cause. If he continues to dodge it, it doesn't take a genius to work out what's probably happening or what has happened.
Well, like, just gonna interrupt you for a second there. What you said about privacy, I think there is a bit of a nuance with your partner because you need your own space, and for a lot of people, that is their phone. It's not a real like actual space. For a lot of people, it's their phone, but it's a bit like a hobby where you go out. Let's say you love doing tennis on the weekends and you're like, oh, I don't want my partner to come to tennis because it's my private thing. That's weird. That you expect your partner to come with you is also strange. So it's great to have boundaries, but if you're not going to let your partner into your phone, for example, because you're like, that's my private space where I keep my private thoughts, then there's a bit of like, oh, do you not trust your partner? Or is it just because of the privacy thing? It's like, what are you scared that they're going to see?
Yeah, because whenever you ask someone, oh, something's private, or you say something's private, whenever you say that, in the back of your mind, you've got a couple of things of what you wouldn't want them to know. Some of it's really, really obvious. Others things it's kind of less obvious.
Yeah. I've got a really weird thing where I hate when people touch my stuff. I hate it so much, especially when it hasn't moved, but I can tell someone's touched my stuff. And I don't know why that is. And it has nothing to do with like anything in the back of my mind going like, well, if they touch my stuff, they'll notice this. I just have that weird thing. But when it's with my partner, I have that less. I don't like it, but it's not like a visceral kind of like, ah, invading my personal space, if that makes sense. But I'm also a weird hoarder person, so.
There's certain things where I can be like, you know what, privacy on like a mobile device, certain things could be considered private, but very, very few. One could be messages to and from siblings, incredibly close friends, and family, like specific messages. But one of the other ones should be,
The ones where you say you really, really, really want to get a snake.
but like, it shouldn't be that you wouldn't want your spouse to find out about it.
Yeah.
It's the fact you're like, no, I would prefer if you didn't read it. But if they were like, look, I think something's going on, you should definitely show them. They shouldn't, your spouse should never ask to see your phone. But if they ever
have to ask.
But if they ever do, you should never say no. But you, in return, if someone says, hey, I really want to look at your phone, you should be saying why. Again, ask the five whys back. You'll get to the root cause. Because I think you are speaking to this person who I don't like, or you are, I don't know, you're going to that bar that we said you shouldn't go, or you keep going back to the gambling, or you keep buying McDonald's and I've said you should stop eating McDonald's, right?
Keep texting your ex-girlfriend.
Or that, or whatever, right? So if you get to the root cause, you'll find that there'll be a reason that they don't want you to, because guess what? It's probably not going to make you very happy. To answer your actual question, though, of what they fundamentally said when it came to the bank accounts, you've set the whole system up wrong. You need to be sharing the same bank account. Fundamentally, he doesn't respect you.
Or he doesn't trust you. It doesn't, I mean, like, it's
No, it's respect. It's respect, because it kind of comes from a sense of if he doesn't give you access to his bank account / your bank account, if his is the main income, so it's your income, then what he's actually saying is there's no need for you to have access. So I will pay for the stuff when need be. You don't
Including
need,
it won't.
well, yeah, but you don't need access because I'll manage it, and you don't need to know how much money I need to make because guess what? I'm in charge. So he doesn't feel like you need to have any of that information, and it's a lack of respect because he says you don't need to know. I'll manage it. Clearly, he's not managing it.
I think there's a problem there.
So you really need to get down to the bottom of it. I mean, I think you need to speak to a professional. Go get counselling. If you on say I'm going to get counselling about this, come with. If they will say no, but if they do say no, then at some point you can use the counsellor to give you better questions to ask. But at some point you need to say, look, you're coming or we're not doing this. You need to be fundamentally aligned on money. Money is one of the, if not the largest things that people break up over, is a misalignment of money. You have 3 great kids by the sounds of it. You've been married for 8 years. Go and fundamentally sit them down and say, this needs to happen. How you can ask him instead, if he's like, oh, I'm just, weird about it, which is what he says, is, well, sit him down with a pad and paper opposite each other on a desk. Don't let him escape. Get him to sit down, because then what you're actually doing is you're putting it into almost an interview state. And when you put it into an interview state, it makes it difficult for someone to physically get up and leave. Don't do it on the couch. Don't do it when he's got his phone. Really surround and make it physically difficult and mentally difficult to avoid the questions when you go, but why are you weird about it? I reckon you'll find something. I think he's hiding something. Most times, there's a reason why. If he's saying he's weird about it, that's a lame excuse. I reckon there's something, aka he doesn't want to know. He doesn't want you to know what he's spending his money on.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it though. Like for the phone thing, I would hate for you to find my thirsty fan fiction from when I was 15 of Hermione, which is possibly the most embarrassing pairing that you could get. But at the same time,
no. But let's be realistic here. We're not. When I say that someone should be able to, your spouse, your main partner should be able to go look at your phone. It's look at your phone. It's like be able to go on and go something on Google or message someone because you're driving the car or something basic. They shouldn't be trawling through your phone.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be looking at your internet history from 5 years ago or going through your Google Maps, understanding where you've been, looking at your bank account, looking at all your transactions in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
It's not a police investigation. But there should be that underlying trust. That they can see it. But also vice versa. There's the trust that you can always go on to my phone and look whatever you like if I'm not in the room. Because guess what? I won't notice. I don't care. But I also trust you not to go like doing a deep dive and trying to get every little detail on me and what I've done, in the last 4 years. The trust goes both ways. But I think what you'll find out something bad about what he's spending the money on.
Yeah. Ask yourself this. Why is he willing to share genetic material with you, i.e. your children, but he's not willing to share a bank account? Because you guys made 3 whole complete humans that are separate from you. Like that is pretty incredibly major. That is a very big thing. But he's not willing to share the money that he agrees to share with you when you decided to become a stay-at-home parent. That is very strange to me. And that's what's going to matter at the end of the day, is the genetic material that gets passed on. Like when you guys pass away, that's what's going to be left. Your money has nothing to do with
if you
your quote-unquote legacy.
Join your bank accounts when one is a stay-at-home parent. Now, I recommend you would join your bank accounts at all times. Yeah. But especially if you're a single parent, essentially what happens is every year, you almost come up to your performance review and say, hey, I've done really well this year, go me, can I have a bit of extra money? Because, for clothes and stuff and also inflation, I mean, it ends up becoming like they're the boss and you're the subordinate. That is not how you want to structure a relationship. If you join accounts, guess what? See when they get a bonus, the partner that's bringing in the money, we all get a bonus. We all get to celebrate. Now, that doesn't mean you somehow get to go and fritter the bonus away. But it means we get a bonus. We should be happy. The family have benefited. If we get a new job, the family have benefited. But just like, see if a kid does really well at school and gets grade A on their music exam or whatever, that is the family success. But no, the reason I say it that way is if you're saying,
I just love that you chose music.
but what main providers will do, people that are bringing in all the money, they will say, but this is my money. I am working for that.
Yeah.
You should not benefit from my hard work of the bonus, my hard work of getting a new job, getting a salary increase. If you want to operate it like that, then you know what? Go ahead. But see, when it comes to any success your child does in growing up, learning their first word, learning to walk, chances are that wasn't you. Chances are that was your partner. So that means you can't celebrate. You can't say, we are good parents. We are great parents. You've got to say, your partner is the great parent. Because you won't let them have success in your work, but they are supposed to let you have success in their work.
Yeah.
But this is why this whole idea of you should be united with one bank account, you're united in goals. So if you get a promotion, that's everyone's success. The kid learns to walk, that's everyone's success. And then fundamentally, you'll be far more aligned together on always trying to improve because they'll be taking stress off you when working, which allows you to get a better bonus, allows you to move up. If they're making you pack lunches, if they're, making you dinner, that is helping you get the next job. So feel sorry for you. Overall, I would get counselling, get help. But if you really wanted to do it yourself, sit them down, ask the 5 whys. I reckon you're going to find something.
Make sure that you make him understand that this isn't just some frivolity, that you like some luxury of like, could I please maybe access your bank account? This is like, we are a partner in this. And you have to approach it from the sense that you are his equal. You're not below him.
This is not a business where he's the sales team. He brings in the money and you're just the operations team that spend the money. No, you're doing this together. I find it really upsetting and irritating in a way because for her, after 8 years, she's been like, oh, can you send me a bit more money for this? Can you send me money for that? Blah, blah, blah. Like,
really put you in the mood at night. Just being like, hey, by the way, could I have some money so I can buy groceries? We don't have enough bread for tomorrow morning.
Can you send me some more money?
Yeah. Right. Get counseling.
Yeah. Good luck.